So here's the deal. Every mechanic knows cars, but a Mopar mechanic knows your car. We know everything there is to know because our training, our tools, our parts, and your vehicle all come from the same place. Now that's a big deal. It means no one is more trusted to get the job done right and done fast. And to make a big deal even better, get 2 synthetic oil changes with tire rotations for just $109.95. That's your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram dealership.
Hello, West Georgia dealers and key personnel. Welcome to the second quarter. This is Cornelius Stafford, your area manager for service and parts, and I appreciate you being on the call. It is the intent to keep this call to 45 minutes or less. And with that being said, what I'd like to do is to use this as an opportunity to recap our successes and some of the opportunities that we faced during the first quarter. I will also lay out a game plan as to how we are to attack the second quarter with the goal of maximizing our opportunities and our successes. With that said, let's jump into the recap of the first quarter. Let's take a look at how the West Georgia district fared from a retail standpoint. For the month of March, we ended at 86.7% of our target. For the quarter, we ended at 81.3% of our target. If you look at year-to-date 2017 versus 2016, we finished minus 14.9%. The numbers speak for themselves. We've really been in a challenged market this entire quarter. And I really do believe that there are 3 very specific things that are contributing to our subpar performance as a district. While we had a challenged month and quarter, there were some dealers that did a fantastic job. In recognition for those stores that did a fantastic job during the month and the quarter, I would like to share with you that Jerry Damson was the #1 dealer in the district in terms of percent of objective, coming in at 149.3% for the month and 120.2% for the quarter. In second place was Bice Chrysler Dodge Jeep, coming in at 141% for the month and 116% for the quarter. And then wrapping up the winner's circle was Mike Patton Chrysler Dodge Jeep, coming in at 115.4% for the month and 120.2% for the quarter. Also, special recognition to Alexander Dodge, coming in at 106.3% for the month and 111.5% for the quarter, as well as Auto Nation, coming in at 101% for the month. The challenge that we have had is that we have far too many dealers that are in the red and in the yellow on this report, and not enough dealers in the green section on this report. And that's what we really have to work on by focusing on what I feel are the 3 most significant areas that are impacting our performance as a district and individual dealers. It's clear by the first screen that we are underperforming in our marketplace. And it is my feeling, based on looking at the numbers and thinking through the mechanics of what's going on in each of your stores, the 3 areas that I think we are lacking in to the greatest extent is the lack of service traffic in the district, the lack of Mopar loyalty, and not tracking lost sales. Let's talk through each of these. First off, when it comes to how we're performing in the area of traffic, if you look at the following chart, you will see that from top to bottom, with the exception of 1 dealership, and hats off to James O'Neill Chrysler Dodge Jeep, when we take in account the total traffic, meaning non-Chrysler or competitive vehicles, looking at warranty vehicles, looking at customer pay, looking at internal. The only dealership year to date to have a positive traffic count is James O'Neill. If you look from top to bottom with everyone else in the district, we are in many cases double figures. We were off in traffic and have been off in traffic over the course of the first quarter. That begs to differ of what has changed. One of the things that have changed is that we no longer have the owner care package where the first 4 oil changes are free. What many stores, James O'Neill being one of them, has been very successful at doing is incorporating the MVP service contracts into their strategy for being able to provide the customer a low-cost oil change maintenance package to keep them coming back to the dealership and driving traffic back to our stores. The EC12 and the EC24 are the 2 most popular packages. One extending a $45 oil change maintenance package for 2 oil changes, and the other actually extending a $70 4 oil change package to maintenance customers. Strong recommendation is, if you look at best practices, those stores that are in better position than others have an aggressive plan to sell their customers on the service lane. We're not talking through the F&I department, but on the service lane, offering their customers the opportunity to secure their oil changes by purchasing them in advance, by engaging them to the opportunities of purchasing the MVP service contracts. We are, again, significantly lower than the average district throughout the business center in the selling of these MVP service contracts, which, as you're probably piecing this together within this conversation, I think is clearly impacting our traffic levels in the stores.
We have the right. We have the right to live fully. We have the right to travel as we wish. We have the right to be safe, no matter where the road of life takes us. And we have the right to request original equipment parts that are of the highest quality to help navigate that road safely. Now, this is important. If you've been in an accident and your vehicle needs repair, please remember to request original equipment manufacturer parts. The same parts that came with your vehicle. If you don't ask for them, there's no telling what you'll get or what could happen as a result. We all have a right to choose. We all have the right to protect our investment. And we all have the right to parts that perform the way they're supposed to. After all, we all have the right to feel right. See the experts at your FCA certified collision centers. Mopar, at your service.
Our loyalty performance is a major challenge within the district. Kind of the bottom line is that as a brand, the Mopar brand, you as the dealer body are not loyal in that on a number of occasions, in fact, disproportionately, the majority of our stores are using non-Chrysler parts on a Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep or Ram vehicle. When you do that, it's recorded as a non-loyal sale. Each month, what we do is record the number of ROs that you process, and of which has a Mopar authorized part. We also do the same when it comes to ROs where we show a Chrysler VIN, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, and you used a non-Chrysler part. And disproportionately, if you look at the district, more than 2/3 of the district is not loyal. I do have to take time to recognize those who are loyal. And we really do appreciate Team, who's 97.14% loyal, number one in the district. Alexander, 95.01% loyal. Bice, 94.99% loyal. Thornton, 92.48%. And James O'Neill, rounding out the top performing dealers at 91.84%. The cut point is 90%. That is the target of which Fiat Chrysler establishes that you as a dealer should be loyal to the manufacturer's brand. The same brand that helps you sell new cars, helps you in repairing the cars, helps you in supporting, trying to ensure that you're profitable as a dealer. We are simply asking for, at minimum, 90% of the parts that you install on a vehicle should be a Mopar branded part. The other thing that I think is worth mentioning here is that loyalty has a significant impact on dealer rewards. Unless you are at least 90% loyal, you circumvent your dealership from being able to earn discounts up to as high as 8% for every part that you purchase when you show yourself to be a loyal dealer. And so you can also see on this chart, very few of our dealers are earning discount or dealer reward. Again, hats off to the top discount earning store in the district for the upcoming month of April, James O'Neill, 4%. You also see that Thornton is anticipated to receive 3%, and then rounding it out, Team will be receiving 2% discount. That is net profit. That goes directly to the bottom line. I review this monthly, and I'm amazed at what appears to be the lack of interest in being able to net discounted money that would be given to you, no cost of sale associated with it. And if you really look at it, in some cases, a 2% discount may require $50,000, $60,000 in sales to be able to generate that 2% that you would get from dealer rewards if you based it on the return on investment of between 2 and 3% that the average dealer is getting. So again, just a tremendous opportunity of which we're missing it on in terms of loyalty. Next, there is lost sales. Simply put, lost sales really is an inefficient operating parts department. It is a parts department where in most stores, almost 85 to 90% of your sales are generated by your service department, but that parts department is not engaged in recognizing the fastest moving inventory that service department is using. Now, ARO, of course, accommodates the significant portion of your inventory, but ARO is based on a sales transaction. So if there is no sales transaction because you don't have the part in stock, what you run into is that if the store is not tracking separately those lost sales with some form of a process in place, those recorded potential sales are not acknowledged. Sad reality is that almost 78% of lost sales, just based on a recent review done by an ARO representative, are not being recorded in our stores. And in our district, I do believe that this is significantly impacting the number of non-loyal sales that you are going out to the local big box parts stores, because in the ninth hour with a car on the rack and a demand to get the car out as efficiently and timely as possible, it's much easier for you to go up the street and secure a part from the AutoZone rather than wait what could be a complete day for you to be able to get that part through the depot system. And so, again, when you start looking at off-shelf fill the lack of a effective lost sales tracking system, all of those things, the inefficiencies of how we are running our businesses are affecting the bottom lines of your individual dealerships and the bottom line for the district.
There is news tonight about the largest recall of all time getting even bigger. Millions of vehicles being driven on roads with airbags that could potentially explode violently. There's word of another death linked to these Japanese-made Takata airbags found in vehicles of more than a dozen automakers. NBC's Ann Thompson with new details every driver should know.
Tonight's recall affects both domestic and foreign automakers. 5 million more vehicles with the potentially defective Takata airbags. The manufacturers impacted: Audi, BMW, Daimler, Ford, Honda, Mazda, Mercedes-Benz, Saab, and Volkswagen. What we don't know tonight is what models are recalled. The action by NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, comes after Joel Knight's death last month. The 52-year-old father died when the driver's side airbag in his 2006 Ford Ranger exploded in a crash. A death one safety advocate says was preventable.
This inflator had been recalled in 61 other countries by other manufacturers. Ford, NHTSA, and Takata all knew that this inflator had problems.
The government says thousands of tests were run on that inflator and it never failed. Takata says it is cooperating fully with regulators. And Ford states, if we find an issue with our vehicles, we take prompt action to address customer safety. 1 million of the vehicles recalled tonight have airbag inflators similar to the one in Knight's crash. The others have inflators that did rupture during testing. The government calls this a massive safety crisis and says it is using all its tools to clean up the mess. A mess that has so far taken 9 American lives, 10 worldwide. Ann Thompson, NBC News.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Fiat Chrysler is also a part of the Takata airbag recall. In fact, we have estimated that more than 4.5 million vehicles are involved in this recall. That's going to require that we really have a definitive plan to embrace these customers, to recognize the sensitivity of the concerns that they might cite and the potential associated fears and danger that they may have with regards to the airbag deployment, and to using many of the skill sets that were coached in the ordering campaign parts and how to handle a recall needs to be put into place and put in action right now. That leads me to the importance of making sure that your complete team, service advisors, service managers, parts managers, counter people, have completed those 2 courses relating to, again, how to manage and handle our recall customers. The second thing I want you to recognize is that this gives us really an opportunity, while it's not the way we want to drive traffic in our stores, but if we manage this properly, it provides us an opportunity to turn a negative into a positive. Already, we have more than 600,000 mailers that have been dropped notifying customers within our business center of the Takata recall. The concern that we have is that we do not want this customer to be mishandled there at the retail level. We don't want you turning a customer away or not properly, again, setting that customer up to get this recall completed as expeditious as possible. Again, parts and service really need to coordinate and make sure that you are receiving your portion of parts. They will be managed by the ARO system. One thing that's very important is that it is typical when the ARO system runs the distribution of parts, you must efficiently process your warranty claims. Let me say that again. You must efficiently process your warranty claims, because they will not send you additional parts typically until they recognize you've used the parts that were sent to you. And so that the payment of the warranty ticket triggers them to then send you additional parts. The other thing I want you to remember is that in this case, more than 48% of the customers that are involved in the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Takata recall are customers that have not been in the dealership for 12 months or greater. These are inactive customers that provide us an opportunity to effectively make sure that we have an inspection process and that we are educating these consumers on how to maintain and to take care of their vehicles. And that's, again, our responsibility as a dealership to help our customers maintain their vehicles. Again, the recall is going to be a really major focus over the course of the second quarter. I am asking for every store to devise a plan, devise a cut point as to how many recalls you can do so that that's a part of your plan. And that for those of you who are on WideVisor, to make sure that you go through the WideVisor's training with regards to the online scheduling system, because that is going to make it far more efficient for you to be able to manage the volume of customers that are going to be coming through your store if you are on WideVisor and are leveraging the technologies that will literally, they will make the first call to the customer. They will verify that you have or you do not have the part in stock. If you do not, the WideVisor system will ensure that the part is shipped to your store. The customer will also be led to the scheduler so that there can be an appointment confirmed through using the online scheduler. And in most cases, you should never have to interact with that customer physically through your dealership personnel until the customer walks in for their appointment for you to complete the recall. Again, technology is truly going to make this an efficient way of doing business. You just have to be prepared for the additional volume that you're going to experience as a result of the recall.
Excuse me.
Don't talk to me, I'm on my popcorn break.
Do you know what time my car's gonna be ready?
Do you see this suit I'm wearing? I don't fix cars, I sell cars.
Well, they've been here over 3 hours and
Do I look like I care?
It is the goal of Fiat Chrysler to improve the quality of the customer's experience when coming into our service departments as well as our sales departments. Our responsibility in that is trying to do everything remotely possible to ensure that that customer has an exceptional experience. We see ourselves as an extension of the sales department. The sales department sells the first vehicle, but it is the service and parts operations that sell the second, third, fourth, and fifth vehicle to that family. Our ultimate goal for the month of April is to focus our attention on how do we improve our advocacy performance. One of the enhancements for the month of April is that service advisors who meet the minimum training requirements, which is level 0 and 1, and who receive a 910 survey, customer advocacy survey, back from their customers, will be paid $25 for each survey. That's up from $10 that have been paid in previous months. So again, April is a great time to refocus our team on satisfying our customers. Connected to that, the service managers will also receive an override of 5% so that from top to bottom, service team, those who are touching the customers on a daily basis, you have an incentive, enhanced incentive for the month of April to take care of our customers. Also, along the lines of advocacy, I'd like to take the time to thank those stores who signed up for our Advocacy Challenge. The Advocacy Challenge will focus us on improving our 1-month advocacy score. And in so doing, financial cash rewards will be dispersed to those dealers who do a phenomenal job in improving their month-to-month performance on advocacy. So it's all hands on deck. For the second quarter, we are focusing on advocacy. The third thing that I want you to be very conscious of with regards to advocacy is earlier in the month, we went through kind of standardizing the greeting and the write-up process. The greeting and the write-up process, in large part, dictates the effectiveness in us satisfying and ensuring that the customer has an exceptional experience in our service department. There was a video of which I ended up recording that went through the very basics of what that greeting should look like and why we should do those things that are involved in a standardized greeting and write-up process. You were to report that back to your manager as the service advisor team, that you had completed it, of which the service managers were responsible for ensuring that you had a standardized greeting and that you had a walk-around process and a write-up process that was compliant with the framework of the standardized process Chrysler has endorsed. Again, I thank you for every one of you complying and sending me your plans, showing me what that standardized greeting was, as well as how your greeting and write-up process is formatted in your stores. Now is where we do the hard work. When I'm in your stores, and when any corporate person is in your store, be aware that we will be listening to how you greet customers. We will be watching to see if you're walking out to the cars with your service advisors and making sure that a walk around is being done. And that we will be listening to see and watching to see how long it takes for you to engage your customers. Winning Lifestyles is back, effective April the 1st through the September 31st timeframe. You will be competing as a dealer for trip destinations all over the world, all across the country. As in the past, each dealership will be assigned a minimum or a specified targeted purchase objective. There are two types of dealers that will be competing in our district. There are what are called hit and win dealers. There are two of you competing at the level 2 level, and that is Robert Laurel and Paulding Chrysler Dodge Jeep. The balance of the district will be competing at the group level, and that means that you'll be given a minimum target that you will have to purchase, and then you will be grouped, and the number one dealer, highest percent over the minimum target, will be declared the winner in the group competition. The hit and win is just like it sounds. The dealer has a target that's been assigned, and that dealer that hits that target by September the 31st, they win their trips automatically. Service and parts managers will also have a chance to compete. The dealer must win the trip for the service and parts managers to be eligible to win the trips. In both cases, the service and parts managers will be assigned sales objectives for labor and parts. And so the offset of the purchases that you will be made will be by the sales objectives of your fixed operation personnel, with the overall goal to grow your fixed operations business. Great time for Winning Lifestyles. The SAR, seasonally average retail, was over 17 million just last month alone. A great time to grow your business and earn the rewards you're due for a fantastic job with trips and awards associated with Winning Lifestyles. Sign up today for the Group 2 dealers. It's $750. For the group dealers, it's $500. I need your enrollments as soon as possible. Please just let me know, and I will take care of it from there. On the cost control side of the business, let's take a little bit of a look at our warranty days performance for the month of March. The district came in at 9.25% of the target. That puts us about mid-range of the entire business center. Again, I appreciate your efforts in controlling warranty costs throughout the district. Again, some of the top performers, Ed Kirby came in with a 0% days for the month of March. Then we got James O'Neill coming in at 1.12%, Bice at 2.52%, Alexander 4.91%. Again, Robert Laurel, Scott Evans, Jerry Damson, Mike Patton, Auto Nation, North, Team One, University, Rome, and topping off the list is Thornton, coming in all in the green, which are below the district's performance level. Again, those stores that are listed in red, what we really need to focus on is what's driving warranty waste in your stores. Has nothing to do with cutting warranty expense, but what's driving the waste in your stores. And that's what you should be doing when you conduct a POPs report each month in your dealerships. For any dealership that is listed in red, I need a warranty performance review to be completed by you and submitted to me by the 15th of this month. Again, you need to complete a warranty performance review. If you're listed in this report in red, complete the warranty performance review. It needs to be signed by the dealer principal, and it must list what your action plan is. Besides just answering the yes/no questions, what is your action plan to control the area that is out of line? So I will be looking to see, again, that you determined what was driving the expense, whether it was excessive parts, whether it was excessive labor, whether it was just the overall frequency of the repairs in a given area. But I'm looking for you to identify the area that's driving your warranty waste and that you provide a solution. What is your game plan to control your out-of-line excessive waste in your warranty department? Again, please, by the 15th, and we've been negligent in this in the past, where I've had to really follow up and chase down individual stores in getting in the warranty performance reviews. So please, the 15th, by the close of business, please, for the stores that are listed in red, provide me your warranty performance review. The buy 3, get 1 tire for $1 program also carries over into the month of April. Good news, during the month of March, tire sales were up more than 29%, almost 30% in the month of March alone. Again, this creates a tremendous opportunity, not only because tires are the #1 defection point of why customers leave our dealerships, but secondly, on average, customers are spending another $160 in part sales, not to include the labor, when you are able to take off the wheels and the tires and, again, are able to service those vehicles and identify other areas of need that customer has. So, again, the questions that I would have: do you have inventory? And if you don't, why? Are you marketing and displaying tires when a customer walks into your dealership? Do they know they can get their tires replaced? And if they don't, why are you not merchandising? Why are you not displaying the point of sale material? Are you sticking every tire? NADA suggests that as many as 15% of the customers that come across your service lane are in desperate need of at least 1 tire, meaning that you're actually doing your customers a disservice by not identifying dangerous level tires that they're riding out of the stores in need of because no one told them that there were problems with their tires. So please, for the month of April, I'm looking to see that we can pick up tire sales in the district. What is the goal? The goal for your store should be 4 tires a day. Just 4 tires a day for the average store. And the ultimate goal of the district is to get over 1,000 tires. Again, Dealer Tire is a phenomenal supporter of our different programs and initiatives, even to the extent if you have aged inventory that is not selling. Again, when you purchase and you're loyal to Dealer Tire and the Mopar brand, we are able to assist you with that. Also, here, just within the last 30 to 45 days, for those dealerships that have typically not used our tire program because you need a very low-cost tire for your used cars, we have it. More detail will follow. I will be sending out you a detailed email highlighting those low-cost tires. Again, we've got you covered. We just simply need to get you excited about selling tires through the Mopar brand. Let's briefly talk about promotions and how to leverage promotions to grow your business and to maximize discounts and ultimately profits in your stores. Every month, a playbook is released that lists the most popular promotions at a local and a national level. It's getting hot down here in the Southeast. The air conditioning AC parts promotion has been carried over for the month of March. But let me please advise you, it is the last month that we will carry over the AC promotion. What are the benefits? The benefits of the AC promotion for the top 1,000 parts that you're going to sell, that you're selling every day during the most excessive heat periods here in the Southeast, you can get up to a 15% discount for purchasing those parts on the AC promotion. So again, it's just an opportunity for you to leverage reducing your acquisition costs, which ultimately allows you to be more competitive at retail and to be more profitable immediately upon ordering. And if you've ordered already earlier in the month of March, in the month of April, you can again still order a second round, leveraging the benefits of the discounts in the AC promotion. So again, the AC promotion is a critical promotion that helps you leverage having the right parts on the shelf at the right time. Second thing, during the month of April, we have a rotor promotion that allows you, especially those of you who have inventory of the Magneti Marelli parts, to be able to identify those brake pads that you have in stock but do not have an accompanying rotor. It is typical when you replace the pads on a vehicle that you typically require the rotors. These are again a part of the Magneti Marelli value line pricing that are competitive in terms of pricing, but that it provides you that opportunity to fill the gap in being able to have the right parts at the right time to be able to service your customers. As you can see, we have a lot on our plate for the month of April and the second quarter. Now is the time to put your plans together. Again, planning for the recalls, planning to ensure that you leverage the advocacy, planning to leverage winning lifestyles and the advocacy challenge, and all the other programs and promotions that we've discussed on this quarterly recap. Again, I thank each and every one of you for your efforts during the first quarter. Let's go out and prove that we can be amongst the top performing districts in the business center. From the bottom to the top, let that be our mantra for the month of April. Again, I appreciate you and look forward to seeing you at the top.